This next slide shows you, I hope the graph on the bottom shows the trending for property sales and income tax. The top line is property tax. You can see that it's always been above 40% of the responsibility of paying for state and local government, clear back to 1999. With the gap between property tax and income tax, which is the middle line, continues to grow. It's narrowed a little bit, but still, property taxes by far and away outpace or have a higher burden than either income tax, the middle line, or sales tax. The pushback on shifting some of this responsibility to sales tax is many will say, well, that's a regressive tax, and it's putting the burden on those that have the least ability to pay. Well, and we've had this argument publicly and privately with those that, Senator Smith specifically, that, if your definition of a regressive tax is based upon the ability to pay, well, right now in agriculture, I got news for you, not for you that are listening, but news for Senator Smith. If you want to talk about a regressive tax, taxing land when you have a net loss or not the ability to pay, or where things are as challenging as they are in agriculture right now, is the ultimate in regressive taxes, because you're overtaxing an input to the state's leading industry. Agriculture in Nebraska accounts for 28% of our entire economy, 1 out of every 4 jobs. And here, it just is counterintuitive to me when the projected revenue shortfall that we're facing with the budget is $911 million, and practically everyone, including Tony Fulton, who's the commissioner of the Department of Revenue, says that it's because of the struggling ag economy. However, all of the folks that campaigned on property tax reform seem to think that it's still just fine to leave the status quo as, well, let's just continue to tax property, especially ag land, because you can't move it, and you can't pick it up and take it to Kansas or move your business or anything like that. And it's a steady stream of income. The legislature and the governor for the last 8 or 9 years have been shifting about $130 million per year of their responsibility off to the local political subdivisions who have to turn to property taxpayers to pay that. And they continue to shift that and then brag about how they're keeping spending under control at the state level, when all they're doing is dumping about half of their responsibility off on the locals and then saying, well, it's your problem. So, we're developing a partnership with the county organizations as well as the schools. Yeah, we're still pushing for fiscal restraint. There's no doubt about that. But we're tired of the legislature and the governor dumping this off on the local political subdivisions who have to turn to property owners to pay for it, and then somehow blaming us for its problem.